I'm having drastic growth of new patient inquiries, so much so that we have to hire a new person. It's getting more and more and more, and they're almost all from YouTube. You know, the power of the brand is really speaking.
Hello and welcome. Today, I'm here to feature one of our awesome clients, and she's going to tell you about her practice. What is she doing? She's absolutely amazing. And I wanted to also share her experience with Polish Your Business, with our team here, because we are here to promote integrative healthcare. And in that context, there are many amazing providers who are sometimes feeling like they're a hidden gem because the potential is bigger. If their practice grew, they will be able to help more people. And this is a great example of somebody who has a fantastic impact. And I just wanted to share her story, not through my words, but through her words. Dr. Joy, welcome. And
Thank you so
thank you
much,
for being
Mike.
here.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you. I think it's been about a year.
Approximately a year.
So you definitely has been extremely patient and very informative, giving me lots of feedback and lots of ideas how to push things forward. So it's been, absolutely amazing, working with just a good, awesome person like you and your team. They're all really responsive and, fast. And I can't be happier. So a little bit about my practice. I focus pretty much on regenerative medicine. So mostly stem cells and exosomes, PRP, peptides, and I've incorporated, a few other things like ketamine, but mostly I'm focusing on the stem cells. So in my practice in Los Angeles, I'm treating patients of all kinds of chronic conditions, but also if somebody comes in wanting to just stay more vibrant, stay younger. So the anti-aging aspect is another portion of my practice. So that's about, I think 25% of it is anti-aging, 75% is treating serious illnesses. And I also founded a stem cell company to provide the best product in the marketplace. So, being in business, and, I didn't really know I was going to go into business, right? I went to medical school and I just thought I would just be a doctor. But then I realized business is what you can create massive changes in the world. That's where you can bring about scale. Otherwise, I'm just going to be stuck in my clinic treating as many people as I can. So going to business is exciting, but also brought me in contact with many people who want to help me. And they said they can do this, they can do that. They want to consult with me. They can, help me grow the business. Most of them have been very disappointing. So I wasted a lot of money, wasted a lot of time. And that's when I was, a little hesitant and a little, unsure when I started with you, because, I've been burned so many times. So your approach, that's different from, most of the other ones, is that you have a cohesive plan to build a brand. So I have, worked with people who want to help me build a brand, but there's no cohesive plan. It's like, okay, we're going to, get you on these radio interviews. We're going to do a video feature film of you. So it's all piecemeal. But what's really interesting with you is that you are building this very solid foundation for me, starting with just a cohesive brand image. Because I have pictures all over the place. I have the YouTube videos here and there, different thumbnails I made, and they all look a little different, sort of, okay, but there's no cohesive theme. Same thing with my Instagram and Facebook and also LinkedIn. So you designed a look, right, for my brand, so that everywhere when a person looks, that there's some kind of cohesion. And also, so the most drastic is YouTube channel. When anybody pull out the YouTube channel, Dr. Joy Kong, you see this whole list of all these videos, and they all have a similar look, and it just it gives you this power of this brand message, right? This brand it's got his act together. It has a way of conveying his messages. And also, I'm, really glad that you recommended that I do a website that brings different elements of what I do together. So that includes the stem cell clinic, the stem cell company, the American Academy of Integrated Cell Therapy, where I provide education to other doctors, and also the cream that I've created, the stem cell cream, that's 100% natural. And then my memoir, Tiger of Beijing. So everything is in one place. So I'm not, so people can see that, okay, this is who Dr. Joy Kong is. And they don't have to search, oh my gosh, she has a book, it's not as haphazard. So that's very nice. And even from that website, even though it's not where my clinic's at, I'm still getting regular inquiries, including from patients wanting to come to see me, or even colleagues who want to learn from me. So they're approaching me through the website, even though that was just kind of something we put together to put everything in one place. But people are finding it. And I guess it must not be difficult for them to find that. And so they're contacting me, not through my clinic, but through this personal website. So all these are cohesive. And I see that from feedback from other providers who actually came on to work with me. And one reason that they felt really comfortable was that they felt that I have a really good brand image, that I am I'm a force, right? To be respected. So that was really nice. I didn't really expect that, but it's nice to hear that people feel really comfortable because they saw the image of the brand.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I want to tell people, because somebody may be listening to this, maybe watching this, and maybe thinking, okay, what about me? It's like, I have all these things, all these ways to help people. I'm also on a mission to do X, Y, or Z. And they may be doing things, and they may think it needs to get taken to the next level. So I want to tell you how I feel about this. When I met with Dr. Joy at the beginning, I asked her, I was shocked. How much is she doing? I'm like, are you like a team of 75 people, or are you just one Dr. Joy with a team here on the on the clinic? But it just seems like she's doing more than it's even possible. And then when I started digging deeper and I found out about the academy, I found out that she is teaching healthcare providers how to implement regenerative medicine. Instead of keeping everything a secret to you, you're like, I'm going to teach others to make a bigger impact, which is so important, because that's something that can help move forward the healthcare system. But also on an individual level, there may be a family who got a diagnosis and suddenly nothing else works, and now maybe regenerative medicine is going to help them, but there's not enough of these providers who actually know what they're doing. So to me, that was not only inspiring, but also fascinating and exciting to help bring it to more people. And then I'm thinking about one question, and I asked Dr. Joy, with all the excitement about it, who can you think of in the whole country who is doing the same thing as you do, the same as you, or better? And believe me, she was struggling to find one name. So I'm like, Dr. Joy, I got to tell you, you may be the best in the country. And she started laughing. She's very modest. And then it was my challenge on the strategic level, how do we show people who are researching her? You can go to Google and just put Joy Kong MD or Dr. Joy Kong, see what you see. Think about how you feel about this brand. And I said, okay, let's Google your name and let's see if people see you as possibly one of the best providers in the country. And it wasn't exactly like that. So we needed to take some steps, strategic steps to change it. Then it was the YouTube channel. You already had a YouTube channel with a lot of videos. What we needed to do is sometimes there's a few strategic tweaks that will have a big impact is what is needed. And plus the image, how it looks on the outside, plus optimization of these videos so they're easier to find. And I wanted to also share with you watching this video or listening that there is this excitement that is on the company side as well, when you see that you were watering this garden of so many different plants, and now you see it growing. And you see that, yes, we talk about business development and quite a bit, because money is energy. But how are you using that money matters. So she uses the energy that comes in to help more people. And in that context, growing the practice is just something that means a lot to a lot of people, a lot more people than just the business owner. So meeting after meeting, not without challenges, I'm more and more and more excited about this. And I wanted to also share with you that it wasn't exactly that beautiful the whole way through, because we had some moments that Dr. Joy calls me and say, Mike, what you do is not working. Like, it's going too slow. It's like, I don't see views. So let's talk about that, because some people may have a consideration, before they sign up on any kind of program to help with anything in the office. There is a time and money consideration, of course. But also, as you go through this, some of these things are meant to be also a long-term strategy. So tell me about that moment that you felt like this guy is just, moving a little bit too slow. Tell me about that moment in the context of what you now see today.
It's funny, I don't even remember that. Probably at one point I got impatient. Maybe I didn't see as many views. If I'm not seeing enough growth, then that's the issue, right? So it's the point is growing. It doesn't have to be big numbers, but as long as growing, you see the trajectory. That maybe at one point, we had to fine tune our strategy. I don't even remember. So do you remember what happened?
I remember what happened. I just told you, please trust me. I know what I'm doing. We have a process. I need you to be patient and also follow the process along with the strategic plan that we have. And I forgot the exact words, but basically I asked for a credit of trust for a little bit more, so we can show that we can actually go over that hump, and then it gets easier, and it does get easier. So I love working with clients like yourself, and quite frankly, there's nobody like yourself, but there are people who are with the same type of vibe, but you're very unique. I love progress, and having a client who is a little bit impatient like yourself is actually very good, because you help me stimulate that growth and push it to the max. How fast can we go? And what it means is then we see the for example, let's talk about the podcast. I asked Dr. Joy, I said, okay, as a collaborative strategy, how are you connecting to all these providers? And did you think about having a podcast? And then Dr. Joy was talking about it would be hard because, right, you were thinking about the studio.
Right. People have to come in and, set time aside and, cameras, lighting. It's annoying.
So my question was, how about this? We start super simple, and then we can always expand on it. How about you send somebody a Zoom link, you do an interview, you send me a recording, and we do the rest. How does that sound? And Dr. Joy said, let's do it. Sounds great. So we started a podcast, and I wanted to all of you watching to also go to that YouTube channel and see how it how the podcast is growing. So right now, at this moment that we are recording this, because I don't know which year you're watching this video, the podcast is recorded on Zoom, as I promised. Now we are getting ready to take it to the next level and put a different platform. So the same type of recording, the same time required from Dr. Joy is going to have a higher quality. And then we can also strategically start implementing more in-person interviews as well. And the goal is progress. And also the podcast is helping Dr. Joy, but I wanted to ask you, Dr. Joy, how is the podcast helping you grow your practice as well? And how is the podcast helping the people that you feature?
Well, we just heard about that one company that were selling this bioregulator peptides, and how they sold out after my podcast with this one lady who's, we talked about this particular subject. So that was really awesome to see that, one thing I did could have that kind of impact. And same thing for another, expert in peptide area. He said within 2 days of the podcast, he got 5 emails. So he was surprised. He said, you have quite the audience base. So my YouTube channel is not big, but there are a lot of views. And the views, I think people stay and watch. It's not like they flip onto it and, oh, this isn't boring, and they move on. They actually stay, partially because your team did a good job putting the episodes together, right? There's a teaser in the beginning, and so it gets people interested to see what's coming. The podcast, it did connect me with other providers, but also just establish a sense of credibility of me being somebody that's forward thinking open-minded, and collegial, and bringing other people's expertise into the public. So I think it brings trust for people to see me as, an expert in a sense, because I am, I'm respecting everybody else, that I'm bringing new knowledge. And yeah, I think the podcast is a way of also showing you who you are. I guess, I'm pretty real everywhere. I just speak pretty plainly. I think people see that and then they feel connected with me. Yeah, so the podcast is really nice, and having a connection with other providers, and that helps to bring in new audience, right, to my channel. So people who may not know about what I do, because they're interested in somebody else's content, and they realize, oh, what is Dr. Joy calling about? And then they watch a few of my videos and they see, oh, wow, that's really interesting what she does. So that's kind of the, kind of all together, we're in this soup together and growing together.
Yes. And it means a lot also from the integrative healthcare movement perspective as well. So that's what we promote. You guys know, following us, that we talk about integrative medicine all the time, because there's no one single provider who knows it all. At the same time, you have so many people going from doctor to doctor, following recommendations, and sometimes the needle is not moving and they're not feeling better. So bringing providers together feels right, feels like this is something that we need to do. And then seeing amazing providers like Dr. Joy, instead of keeping the knowledge as the secret that is only for Dr. Joy and her practice, she said, okay, let's invite more people to collaborate. Let's team up with multiple providers. She is looking for the best providers to team up with her, and also training them to also be able to impact more lives this way. So for me, very, very exciting. I wanted to bring this example of a very well executed strategy, but not in the context of Polish Your Business alone, because I tell Dr. Joy probably once a week right now, I couldn't do it if you were not so awesome. And that is the truth. It's we can show the value of the practitioner and show the value of the practice strategically, but the value needs to be there. And with Dr. Joy, the value is really unbelievably high. And I just want to bridge the gap between the perceived value and the actual value. And the good news here is that I have unlimited real value. So we are just working to bridge the gap, and then everything is growing. And it feels quite amazing. I wanted to ask you, Dr. Joy, to not make it too long. There are two considerations that people have. So somebody's watching here and they're like, okay, all right, I'm thinking about time and money, right? I need to meet with these people, invest a lot of time in this, and invest a lot of money in this. How are you feeling overall, without maybe giving specific numbers? How are you feeling about time and money and your return investment?
Without you guys, I would have to hire some staff, right, to actually do this with me. And I don't think anybody really is going to have the expertise and have the team that you already have. So that itself is, is cheaper than bringing on somebody else, and you're going to do a much better job. So then the question is, who should you choose? Right. So there are probably people who are managing social media, companies. I think we even talked about that at the very beginning. There are people who do that, but are they doing it in a comprehensive way, in a very strategic way? That's the question. So, the team you have for video editing, for, the graphics, and then, and the posting, the strategic posting, having the expertise in knowing, how to optimize all the posts. And I remember one time I was attempting to post it myself, and then I can't believe how many little details I have to deal with. I was like, forget about this. You do it. It's all yours. So
I was so happy you were trying to post yourself.
So yeah. So it's the whole team, everything together, and then you guys are doing it in a very timely basis, and everything. So everything's organized on Trello. Everything I put in must do, quickly gets moved to doing. and then quickly gets done. And it's just, it's great.
Thank you. This is super. Do you feel like maybe another small thing, but it may be a big thing for some people, is flexibility? Do you feel like you have full flexibility in terms of how much time and money you invest in our programs?
Right, that's true. So, I mean, I can tailor it, right? If I get really impatient, I want a lot of growth, I can pay a little bit more, and then I get a lot more posting, a lot more videos out. If I want to slow things down a little bit, I can do that. So there's that flexibility. So I did slow it down a little bit, and then I got impatient, and it's a lot more fun to speed up.
That is awesome.
And it's totally worth it. It is worth to spend, the extra, whatever, couple $1,000s, and you see all this growth because I'm having drastic growth of new patient inquiries. So much so that we have to hire a new person. It's getting more and more and more. And they're almost all from YouTube. The power of the brand is really speaking. So definitely, to spend a few $1,000s, a couple $1,000s more a month, and the return is way more than what I put in.
I thank you so much. This is really amazing that you were able to share it with people, because so many people are in the same situation, and I empathize with them. I myself, I hired a lot of different companies when I had this wellness clinic, weight loss clinic, 2 of them, right? We had, I was also managing that other clinic, and it's hard to find somebody who is going to be not only doing the things that they promise, but also doing the right things. And also, if you have somebody who is actually with the knowledge to check what is it that they're doing, like if I had a magnifying glass and I just went in and I actually went after a lot of different people, there's a little bit of mess, or sometimes there's something that was left out. And we are not perfect. We're far from perfect. But I feel comfortable to give you the magnifying glass, and anytime, and it happens, sometimes you have a question, Mike, how is this little thing here helping me, right? Like you had a question, I don't remember the specific question, but then I have an answer for you. Or it's like, why did you do it this way versus that way? I'm proud of my team to be able to execute and deliver for amazing people like Dr. Joy. We are on that mission to promote integrative healthcare because it matters to people, and featuring an amazing provider like yourself is nothing but pleasure for me, seriously. So if you are watching this, don't think about our company only. Please think about Dr. Joy in the context of how she can help you as well. So if you are an individual, think about where is the best place. She's in LA, California. So where's the best place to go for stem cell therapy? Consider Dr. Joy's Uplift Longevity Center. Then you may be a healthcare provider. You may team up with her on some services. Maybe see if you qualify to be on her podcast. Maybe try to collaborate one way or another. Maybe you need to be trained on how to implement regenerative medicine as part of your practice. Reach out to Dr. Joy because she has a program. She has the academy. She has the clinical resources. I want to help you, Dr. Joy, as well as you're helping me. So keep in mind, connect with Dr. Joy. Maybe it's a patient that you are a fantastic healthcare provider, and just the tools that you have, you feel like there's this extra tool missing, and it's regenerative medicine. Think about collaborating with Dr. Joy, because that can help the patient. It can help you. And we are here to support our community. So when you connect with Dr. Joy, please mention Polish Mike. If you can, mention our doctors networking group, Polish Your Life, because on some services, you may get preferred provider pricing. And if we can help you, we are here to help you, not only on the business development and practice development, healthcare marketing and branding, but also clinically. I really enjoy seeing the results. And when I see testimonials and I see all these people happy, and I see practitioners happy like you, Dr. Joy, it makes me feel amazing. So thank you so much for being here today, Dr. Joy.
Well, thank you for coming into my life and helping me grow my business. Yeah, and that in turn is allowing me to help so many more people. So thank you.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thanks. And thanks for watching.